In this video, we're gonna work on the silver car, which has a cracked windshield. It's been getting worse. Started as like a defect right here, and it's just kind of gone all the way down to here. Plus the rubber is just cracked and tired, so both need to be fixed. So I did get a new windshield. We're gonna install it today. Hopefully we don't break it. To get the old one out, there's no point in trying to save the rubber. So I'm just gonna use a razor blade and aiming it towards the glass because I don't want to scratch the paint or cut the headliner material. So we'll try to pop this out by just sacrificing. And this is kind of nice too because it only goes so deep. It's just a traditional box cutter. Also being very careful not to scratch the trim. The trim I'm gonna reuse. This rubber has gotten so hard that this trim is coming loose anyways. But I want to look underneath and see if there's any glue that's just keeping this window in. And then I'm gonna cut from the inside as well. So sometimes people, or even the factory, would put glue here in the corners especially. So this looks like this corner has some glue in it, maybe even along down the side. And there's just a bunch of dirt and debris, so we need to make sure it's loose before we really start pushing on it. I just have an individual blade now, and I'm going a little deeper in the corners just to make sure all the glue has been cut out. And there's like little ridges on the seal. So I'm cutting the first few ridges off. Because once the corners release, the whole windshield should just tip forward and then we can lift it out. And the other nice thing, this is a 1987, so these dashboards are a little bit more friendly to remove the window because I can remove this long vent piece here, and that gives access to the seal on the lower edge. It's going to be hard to see here, but I have cut away the whole inner lip of the inner windshield. And next I can remove this mirror. This guy, you just kind of... So now, as I'm pushing on this, it still feels tight, but it's starting to come loose. It's still kind of glued in position. And I don't want to break the window getting it out because I want to measure it against the new window. See how it's starting to move. This trim is already kind of popped out. So that's not normal, but because I cut away so much of the seal, a lot of it's just, you know, it's popped out. You can see all the dirt in there. That's the groove that holds the trim in. With the trim loose, I found that, you know, you could really break up all that old glue, and it's basically just prying the window out for the most part. So it's really stuck here in the corners, but I'm starting to see a little daylight from the inside. So I think we're mostly free. Just get all that old glue out of there. Still feels a little stuck in the middle, so I'm gonna keep working with the tools to just get it as free as possible. And these aren't the right tools. I'm just making do here. Feels like it's glued here in the middle. Okay, the window is completely released, but it's still kind of glued in at the bottom. The crack has extended all the way down to the bottom now, so you know, the window has lost a lot of integrity, but I still want to try to retain the shape. So I'm trying to get it out without destroying it, but that may be impossible, I don't know. It's really stuck in here at the bottom. So I'm gonna remove this, this dash panel, trim along there a little bit more, and see if we can just lift it up. Basically, it's released from about here all the way to the other side. It's just this lower cowl edge that's still glued in. So I'm hearing lots of crunching, I'm sure you are too, but this area is a very rust-prone area. So I don't know how deep this is. I imagine there's gonna be some holes in it. So let's just get this windshield out and then we'll reevaluate this. I'm gonna blow this off to kind of protect the paint, but we don't wanna make it any worse than it already is. So I've essentially cut the seal from the top. It's just easier to do it that way. So I'm gonna do the same thing for the other corner and then we'll just lift the window out and see what we got left. Yeah, there is an antenna wire somewhere, so I need to look for that wire before I just lift it all the way out. Yep, here it is. That wire goes down inside the dashboard. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this here because it's a dead windshield anyways. And there it is. You can see all this glue, which made this so difficult to remove. This thing was glued all the way around essentially. So that's what I had to cut. And then I'm gonna go ahead and remove the dashboard because it's cracked anyways, probably get that fixed. But this is what we're left with. This is what you don't wanna see. This is rust from water getting behind the seal. So I'm gonna have to really clean all this out, see if it's salvageable without any kind of welding. Hopefully there's no holes in it. This pinched edge looks pretty good. So we might have caught this just in time, but this needs to be addressed before you can put the new window back in. This side doesn't have as much glue in it, but there's a lot here in the corners. And then down here, more glue, a little bit less rust on this side. I think, you know, the paint is starting to fail, so we're gonna have to carefully, you know, touch this up without having to repaint the whole cowl, you know? So this is probably factory primer, and the seal goes out to about here. So as long as we can maintain the paint till about here, and the new seal I have is the URO, which extends a little further. So we're gonna try to repair this without having to repaint the whole cowl, and also repair the dashboard while we're at it. So this is cracked right here. multiple cracks here. We got this all masked off so we can attack this rust. This is the area we just need to focus on, and I'm hoping that we can clean this up and treat it without having to do any welding, right? You know, I like welding, but I don't like welding painted cars. Yeah, I've been attacking this area there with the wire brush, and it is heavily pitted, but it's the lip is good. This portion of the cowl is very pitted, and there's no holes yet. I'm just going to pray that it's strong enough. I mean, it's firm, so I don't think this requires metal replacement at this point, but I think I barely caught it in time in order to avoid, you know, having to repaint the whole front of the car probably because it's a metallic. It'd be hard to blend this in. So I am gonna keep cleaning this with some chemicals. I've got most of the loose stuff off with the wire brush, and now I'm just brushing a little ospo acid onto the areas. I kind of use this as a spot checker. I don't leave this stuff on there, but if it detects rust, it turns black. And then any of the black spots, I go back over it with the wire wheel, and I try to remove as much metal as possible. Ideally, everything is shiny metal before we coat it with epoxy. So that's what I'm after. It's gonna take several passes to get to bare metal. This is just a damp towel, and you know, I go over this area that's mostly turned black, and you know, if I'm still getting that red color off of here, I'm not done. Okay, this cleaning process is working, but it is very slow. So I'm not gonna probably get enough done today to get this thing painted. It's gonna take several 20-minute soak cycles, sandpaper, and wire wheel to get all the metal clean. It appears that the seal did a great job of keeping water out of the cabin, because the inside portion of the dash, even underneath this vinyl, is fine. Normally, like sometimes there's holes down in behind this lip. A lot of damage can get in there because there's really nowhere for the water to come out. In this case, the only thing that failed on this was the outer lip, the one that comes up against the paint. That was old and cracked and hard, so it wasn't supple enough to keep pressure down on the paint. So anytime you drive in the rain or leave it outside, you can get moisture underneath the seal, and it just collected here before it got over this flange. So if you have a car like this and you really care about it, you want to last a long time, take a look at the weather seals, especially on this portion here. If it's really stiff and cracked, you should just replace it no matter what. So I think that's gonna be it for this one. I'm going to continue to clean this windshield channel that got rusted. You know, it's taken decades to get rusted, so it's gonna take several hours to treat that so it doesn't come back. That's the goal anyways. Hopefully no welding, fingers crossed. It looks like it's salvageable at this point. It's gonna be pitted, but we'll go through and smooth it out and get it ready to install the windshield. So I'll cover that again next time. Also, I thought I would do 2 separate videos on the dash removal because it's really 2 separate topics. So check out next week. I'll probably have that dash video ready for you guys. how to remove that. I know a lot of people have cracked dashes, and that's a common fix that people want to get the dash off. It's not that hard once you know how to get the screws off. So I'll cover that next week, and then ultimately we'll get the windshield back in. Of course, this was a bigger project than I expected, but when you really dig into the foundation of your car, you find stuff like this, and this is a 40-year-old car, so it is what it is. Happy New Year, guys. We'll see you next week.